All right. This is my final compositing podcast for my 2 hours attendance. Let me just start off by saying this is an awesome class. Absolutely loved it. One of the things I did not like about it, though, is now that when I watch movies, I can sit there and watch all the CG shit. And I know the difference now, so it's a little depressing. Definitely changes movies for me, but it's really cool now to have that kind of visual eye. So what we're going to be going over today is The Great Gatsby. I'm going to show y'all a quick trailer, and then we're just going to kind of, I have another one with video with the breakdowns and such, and we'll just kind of go through that real quick, going over the different elements of and such that I think were used in it. So without further ado, I'll just refresh this real quick, and yeah, we'll let that play through. Yeah, and get going. Um, I think
New York, 1922.
I think one of the number one things that was used in this movie for the most part was the incorporation of obviously like the CG with the um, live action shots, especially in the scenes in like the actual New York City itself. A lot of that was CG, all those buildings and such. Also, there's a specific kind of gradient I think they put over the shots that made it kind of give it that old school kind of 1920s Prohibition era feel to it. Um, Now there were some other cool comps, such as this scene, I believe, with the rain. There was no rain there. That was kind of added after. Just to give it, there's certain effects that, the directors probably wanted in that scene, and so they did so there. Alright, so now you kind of have a idea of the whole, you know, uh, theme of the movie to a degree, and then we're going to go into some of the comps. Alright, so here's in the other video I was talking about. This one's going to have all the breakdowns. I'm going to kind of stop the video as it goes, kind of talk about that a little bit. And we'll wait for that to load up. I'll actually exit out of this, and we'll refresh this one time. Alright, so here we are with our first scene. All this is pretty much like this right here is going to be all CG integrated all the way down right here. Now this is the polo horse scene that we'd seen in the previous thing. So we're going to have some tracking in here, just in between the shots. Excuse, my computer's running a little slow, but we're going to have some tracking in there, kind of get that CG effect. Now here you see a great example of the gradient node right here, as you get that kind of antique effect on the screen. Now I definitely think there's some pre-multiply nodes that were involved in this for sure, along with some other things such as blurring, lens blurring, and distortion. And yeah, there's definitely some, especially when they're doing scenes such as the parties and stuff like that. I think tweaking the highlights and such to match the actual footage definitely play a major role key here in this movie. So there's definitely some different tools used in here, but all in all, I think this is a great movie. After watching this trailer, actually, I was just blown away by how much of it was actually CG, especially with shots with the mansion and such. If the compositing's good, you won't even know the difference, and this movie definitely is a great example of that. So this was kind of just this was one of the first before and after trailers I'd actually watched, and definitely is an eye-opener to how much work is actually involved in most of these movies, especially scenes like this with the car. You get all those reflections and highlights off of the car's mirrors, and having that look like it's affected by the shadows and such of the overpasses and things, and just absolutely amazing integration. So yeah, all in all, I just wanted to wrap that up. Again, it was a great class. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll see you around.